This is North Alabama's news leader. WHNT News 19 starts with breaking news.
The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency has named the driver recovered from Bucks Pocket State Park this afternoon. This is the vehicle that was swept into the South Saudi Creek on February 5th. The driver and vehicle were pulled from the waters just after 4 o'clock. WHNT News 19's Madison Neal was in DeKalb County today and has the latest.
The search for a missing vehicle and driver has come to an end. It took 10 days for divers to locate 82-year-old Raymond Edwards. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency says troopers were notified by park officials that the driver had been found in the South Saudi Creek in Bucks Pocket around 2 p.m. on Sunday. Officials say Edwards is from Scottsboro. Witnesses saw his car slip into the floodwaters.
As the car started shifting because of the water, we noticed what appeared to be an arm reaching out, bracing either the dash or the steering wheel.
The vehicle and driver were swept away by floodwaters on February 5th. Law enforcement and volunteers have searched the area in Bucks Pocket State Park several times since it went missing. The search was suspended on February 9th due to weather coming into the area. Then crews resumed the search efforts Sunday, February 16th. Northeast Alabama State Parks District Superintendent Michael Jeffries told WHNT News 19 the road where the vehicle was swept away is known to flood.
Within the last 2 years, we've had 2 accidents that have been bad for the families, that have weighed personally on me. No one wants to see a death.
He explains the bridge connects Jackson and DeKalb counties and runs through the state park, but emphasized it is not owned by the park. Jeffries says the 3 groups are working together to put some kind of barricade in place for when the bridge floods.
Everything takes time, but going forward, I think that we'll have something in place to prevent this from happening again.
In DeKalb County, Madison Neal, WHNT News 19.
One person was injured after a mobile home fire in New Market this afternoon. Crews were called to the scene around 12:30 on the 100 block of Missoula Road. A spokesman for Hemsey says a 32-year-old man was taken to the hospital with serious but not life-threatening injuries. The Red Cross is on the scene. Huntsville Fire and Rescue says 2 adults and 2 children are displaced after their home in Madison caught fire early this morning. The photo on your screen right now was sent to WHNT News 19 from a neighbor. District Fire Chief David Button said they were called to the house on Propersey Way in Madison around 3 this morning, and they found smoke in the chimney and fire in the attic. He said while crews tried their best to get ahead of the blaze, it grew and they were forced to evacuate the house and work on the fire from the outside. One resident of the home says he and his wife were having a movie night when they turned on their gas fireplace. He said after a couple of hours, they started to smell smoke and then saw sparks.
I got up and ran in the garage and hit the breaker so that, would stop that sparking, because I didn't know how bad it was. Then I went outside to look at the flue area back on and it was glowing in red. I said, whoa. So I said, let me go get the fire extinguisher to try to put it out. I looked up and then saw it was blazing.
White said the moment he saw the fire, he woke up the kids and everyone escaped unharmed. The fire chief said the exact cause of the fire is under investigation. It is Severe Weather Awareness Week in Alabama, and each day, WHNT News 19 will focus on one aspect that can keep you safe. Monday, we'll address weather-ready emergency kits and thunderstorm safety. On Tuesday, our team will cover the difference between flooding and flash flooding and how both forms affect you. Wednesday, we're going to take a look at tornadoes and how often they occur and how to stay safe if you are in the path of one. Thursday, we'll look at lightning safety and why you shouldn't underestimate the common threat. And Friday will all be about how to receive weather alerts. Our coverage will wrap up as we head into the sales tax-free weekend for severe weather supplies. Now, let's get a first look at your forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards. Christina, we don't have to worry about severe weather this week, do we?
No, we don't, not necessarily this week, but it's always a great idea to go through each day and learn about each topic, especially if you're new to North Alabama, if you've just moved here, you've lived here within the past 12 months. There are things that you need to know with regards to the severe weather that we experience around here. Keep in mind that even though we've had some instances of severe weather over the course of the past 2 months, we're about to go into the the peak severe weather season for North Alabama. So that's why we're doing that for this week, is to have you be prepared and aware. For this week as well, even though we have some rain in the forecast, thankfully no severe weather, but that heavy rain comes in on Tuesday. And for those of you who are still trying to clean up and recover from all that heavy rain, I do think that you may have to contend with a little bit more of the swollen creeks and nearby tributaries to the river, but otherwise no big time flooding in the forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday. But tomorrow, cloudy and cool, a mild sunrise is at 6:32 as you get your Monday started. Again, all of us are going to be in the 40s, some of us a little bit warmer than others, but your morning commute should not have any issues whatsoever. In the afternoon, we'll get up into the 60s, but I'll have more information about that rain that's coming up in 10 minutes.
Thanks, Christina. Auburn police are searching for a person involved in a shooting that left one person injured. Authorities say the shooting happened just off campus at Evergreen Apartments on South College Street. According to Auburn Campus Safety, the shooter fled on foot with a handgun. Police describe the shooter as a male with a black hoodie and dreads in his 20s. Auburn's police say the shooting was a result of an ongoing dispute. The Birmingham Police Department is investigating a Sunday morning homicide. Police say shots were fired on 3rd Avenue West at 4 this morning. An off-duty officer found the victim on the ground with a gunshot wound. The man was transported to UAB Hospital where he was pronounced dead. This is an ongoing investigation and more details about the case are expected later this week. The roof collapsed on a home in Mobile County after a house fire. Citronelle Fire and Rescue say they were called to this home around 2 this morning. When they got there, they found the 2-story house fully engulfed in flames. Eventually, the roof collapsed. No one was at home at the time of the fire, and nobody was injured. The cause of the fire has not been released at this time. Alabama's primary election is March 3rd, and you're running out of time to register to vote. Friday was the last day to hand deliver your voter registration forms. Yesterday was the last day to postmark registration forms. And tomorrow, Monday, February 17th, is the final day to register online. For more information, go to WHNT.com or our news app. Alabama is in line for nearly $42 million in federal funding to help with projects related to water, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. The EPA says the state is eligible for about $18 million to help with projects like fixing old water infrastructure, fixing stormwater problems, and recycling. Another $23 million is available to improve drinking water systems. The money goes to the state revolving funds that make loans available for projects. As money is repaid into the state fund, the state makes new loans available.
I'm glad he's back, and he's a very good friend of mine.
After 15 months in the hospital, a Florence second grader made the journey home. See his homecoming after the break.